allergies that we didn't have. That I didn't.
No, we didn't have back then. That's true.
I never heard of such. All these kids born. Seems like 1/3 of the kids born they can't eat dairy products or eggs.
Right, and I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if that's like the body resisting it or.
So the parents becoming, my kids are gonna eat, not drink milk, and they're gonna do this and that, and all of a sudden they have a poor immune system. And the other thing is, when I was a kid, when I used to get sick, I only had the flu once when I was 13 years old, my whole life. But I said, when you get sick, that helps build your immune system for the future.
Right.
I said, you don't get sick, you ain't got an immune system, and when you get up there in age and your immune system starts deteriorating, you're in trouble.
Exactly, I agree. Like I guess I do like my father used to do. He used to have this thing he called Ichibu, and he chopped up onions, garlic, I think it was ginger and something else in there. And every morning he'd take this like dish of, they called it Ichibu. I don't know exactly why it was called Ichibu, but it helped build up the immune system. And garlic and ginger is very important for the immune system anyway.
But yeah, like I said, I always catch the little things that they say and then they contradict themselves.
Yeah, I remember a lot of stuff that politicians say and they go back on their word.
Yeah.
I remember when Charlie Baker became in office, somebody asked him about the T system. He says, well, I have no power or authority over the MBTA system. Come to find out he has full power over the MBTA system. So it's like people say stuff and either they don't know or they just say it and think people don't remember. And I think when Charlie Baker first got in office, that was one of the things I remembered. And I said, well, how would you say that and not even know what you're talking about?
Well, look at his son. Was it almost a year ago? Anybody else would have been arrested.
No, everybody keep asking that question. Like, what happened to Charlie Baker's son? That's a good question.
Yeah, I know it. Common. He's in
he paid off somebody.
He oversees the state police. The state police oversees the investigation. And they didn't do their job. They let them go.
See, the Fed should have took that over because it happened in the air, didn't it?
Yeah, it should have been.
The FBI should have took over that.
You and I assault a female on a plane. We're being arrested.
That's a federal crime, yeah.
Oh, you're Charlie Baker's son? Don't worry.
Don't worry about it. Get away with everything.
Yeah.
And the media just dropped off the plan and they never talked about it anymore. Yeah. They never even brought it up.
What happened after that incident? What happened around that time with Charlie Baker and the state police?
Right. Oh, yeah.
The scandal.
The scandal, yeah.
So the state police, you don't have the state police inspect their own.
Hello? 1 second. Yes, it is. All right. Okay, I'll take care of that this afternoon. Thank you, sir.
You don't have the state police investigate the own scandal.
Well, the state police can't investigate themselves because it's not feasible.
Yeah.
Same thing with Boston police. They have Boston police investigating Boston police.
Yeah.
Of course, they're going to find no wrongdoing.
I got in an argument with somebody after remember that shooting at the hospital, right by the hospital.
Oh, the Brigham Women's Hospital?
Yeah.
I knew that was a Boston cop from the beginning.
That's what I said. And I was arguing with Joe. He says, "How do you know?" I said, "Because
they didn't release any information right away."
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, if this guy shot him, they would have said it.
Exactly.
And they never said it.
I told a lot of people that before it even came out. I said, trust and believe a Boston cop shot that guy.
Yeah.
They said, why you figured? I said, if that guy had shot that guy, he would have got shot before he even got in that car.
Yeah.
And to come to find the guy had a replica, like a BB gun or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't BB gun. A replica.
A replica, yeah.
Toy.
But the thing about it, I kind of figured that's what it was from the beginning because it was too hush-hush.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I told him.
Everybody knows how the city operates.
And the guy was like, and now he said, yep. I said what they did was they waited until they got a good video to release it to show what happened. The guy, there was two cops there at the corner of the building, one in yellow to the left that the first cop talked to, then he went around the corner and ran into the person that somebody reported they saw a gun.
Right, but okay.
And then the guy pointed the cop up there, then the cop saw the gun on his belt, and then in the video, of all things, the guy pulled a gun out. Yeah. I mean, the cop is no more.
The cop would have been justified in shooting him if he actually shot him.
That's what I said.
Right.
You should have said, oh, that's just a toy gun, and that was it. But he pulled out in the video. He pulled out the gun, and I mean, I'm no distant from the cop.
Right.
The cop missed him. Well, actually, I might have hit him in the leg.
Might have, yeah. It's a possibility.
But
yeah.
it definitely shows how the valet accidentally got shot because it ricocheted off the ground.
Right. Gotcha.
But the other cop in the yellow,
he could have tackled the guy to the ground.
I don't understand.
Because he was close enough to tackle him to the ground.
When you just talked to one police officer, he went around the corner, and you hear shots.
Right.
You should have had your gun out and coming around the corner. And you were at point blank with that guy with the gun.
Right.
Instead, you ran over and ducked down behind a car and laid there.
Yeah, I couldn't figure that one out because I said, you see a guy limping to the car. Yeah. And he's limping. He's not running.
And the cop's laying on the ground.
Yeah, you have enough opportunity to tackle that guy to the ground before you got into that car. So that kind of showed, like, I don't know, because if I was a police officer, I would have tackled that guy to the ground.
And I got an argument with Joe. I said they showed the new police academy that recruits, the future recruits for the whole state.
Right.
I said, look, Joe. I said, first off, look at all the recruits at the police station, at the academy. I said, what's it look like to you? He looked at it, what? I said, you can't see that, can you? I said, every guy's got his head shaved like it's a military. This ain't the military.
Right.
I said, they should be able to jog, have common sense. He doesn't have to be gung-ho.
Exactly.
I said, these people are being trained gung-ho.
They're teaching them how to shoot, but not how to interact.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to be able to de-escalate a situation before you grab your gun out.
Exactly.
And a lot of that's not being trained in the academy because you see it on the streets. You
gotta have the right type of people. I'd rather have somebody that's calm.
Exactly.
To deal with a situation than somebody that's freshly out of the military that's trained to kill.
No, honestly, to tell you the truth, when I was growing up, I wanted to become a police officer, and I feel I would have been a great police officer. But when I saw the corruption, because I didn't know corruption when I was younger,
I didn't either.
Then I started learning about it, how this police brutality, this cops that steal, and I said, wait a minute, I don't want to be part of a system that's already existing. Because all you're doing is joining into a system that's already existing. Yeah. You're not going to change the corrupt police officers in there. You just become corrupt. Yeah. And I said, I didn't want to become part of that system. So I said, no, I don't want to do that because I'll be another statistic, a corrupt police officer that's trying to pretend he's good.
Well, here's the other thing, right? That because you're in a high standard being a police officer, I don't know, this police officer, state trooper, or even a politician, you break the law, you're held at such a high accountability being in that position.
Right.
You should be punished
twice as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
You've got no problem punishing everybody else, but you've got no problem giving yourselves all breaks.
I agree on that too.
And you shouldn't be doing that.
When you know better, you should do better.
Just like corporations. It's like, you sue them. Why don't you just go after the head of the CEO of the corporations that knowingly does something that harms people and kills people from selling bad medication or doing something bad that people are dying from cancer or whatever, and knowing and don't say nothing, then he should be held.
Yeah,
he should go to prison.
Exactly, because he knows what he's doing is wrong.
Right.
It's not like it's different if somebody didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
But this guy knows what he's doing. It's definitely wrong. There's no question about it. He went to school for this kind of stuff. And he knows what's going to happen. Yeah.
He's told.
He's told.
When you're head of the CEO company, and they're saying, "Geez, all this chemical we're dumping in the rivers causing cancer in this whole area," and you don't say something, then all of a sudden all these kids start dying from it. You're responsible.
Exactly. That is true.
Instead of nothing happens.
And that's the problem. Nobody holds them accountable for that.
Yeah.
I see it everywhere. It's sad, but that's what's happening. That's the life that we're living now. That we really don't count in life. Basically, that's what it comes down to.
So that's like, because I went to prison when I was a kid, and I didn't know about racism until I was 16 years old in prison.
Oh wow!
I never even knew it existed.
See, I never seen it either. But my mother told me like in the 50s and 60s, it was kind of when the busing started, I guess.
Yeah.
that's when it was a problem. But I don't see it, but I know it's there.
Yeah.
And I guess I could say I see it as far as like I say, how you say, in the political field.
Yeah.
I see it in that aspect. Maybe in educational too. It's there in educational too.
But like I said, I didn't know about it until I went to prison. And then people say it, and I said, huh? And then all of a sudden, then you slowly learn about it.
See, that's something that I believe someone is taught. It's a taught mentality. It's not something that someone just decides they want to wake up and do one day. Somebody had to tell them that when they were a kid and pass it down the line. It's something that's been passed probably from generation to generation.
Well, I was like one guy who talked about Texas all the time. He's from Texas, and I said, come on. I said, I see what the policies in Texas are. I said they're pretty mean and harsh down there.
Yeah, Texas has some strict laws. Yeah.
I said, why is that? I said, I got my own theory. I said, this is what? I said, well, think about it. I said, those areas that have tough laws, right? What were they 150 years ago? Slave states.
That's true, yeah.
And I said, the mentality is still there. And they said, why is it that up in the northern states, they're a little, you got corruption, but at least they're talking about it and leaning towards trying to do something. But I said down there, I said in this day and age, I said they're not.
Right. And that's the other thing I noticed too. In a lot of schools, they're not really teaching all of history. They're teaching some parts of history, but they're leaving other parts out. And like a lot of even the slave history, for example, a lot of stuff is left out of the schools.
A lot of stuff that I learned in school in history there was a lot of mistakes in that, and yet, so you graded me back then as giving me an F when actually you were teaching false information.
Wow, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? I said,
the public schools are only designed to take you to a certain level.
Oh, that's what he said too about, we mentioned public school. I was on jury duty 5 years ago for the Boston school on a teacher for assault and battery of a student, and I didn't know too much about the Boston school system. I said, oh my God, after being on the jury, I said they need some serious overhaul. Never mind throwing the teachers money.
Wow.
I said they need to fix the problem that you got kids that want to learn. Then you got the ones that don't give a shit, that raise hell in there.
Right.
I said, if I did that back then, they would have threw me out of school.
Exactly.
I said,
this should be to isolate the ones that are causing problems.
Exactly. Separate them from
that's
the other ones.
Yeah. I know they say it's discrimination, all this kind of stuff. But if you're disrupting the class, you're disrupting the class.
Yeah.
There's no discrimination involved. You got a kid that's disrupting another 30 kids. That's not good.
Plus, I heard on the campaign, first I told Joe, I said, what's up with this? Elizabeth Warren mentioned it, Bernie mentioned it.
It's a Bernie Sanders rally, or is it already?
It was right here, but it's all over.
They're packing up.
It was earlier. It was all in the
time.
Thanks.
Yeah, they came out here pretty early and did their little speech.
But the other thing that I picked up, I said, oh my God. I said, technically that's racism, what they were just saying. What Elizabeth Warren said and Bernie said during the debate.
Oh, okay.
And I said, there's a new term they use. They said, we have to take care of the black and brown people.
Okay.
They're using brown now.
Brown, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I said,
they're trying to jump on the bandwagon. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I said, you're trying to get votes to say it, all people, nobody should be discriminated against. But yet you...
Well, my thing is this: you shouldn't have to say this to get votes.
No.
That should be something you've been practicing from day one.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And people will know what you practice because you leave a track record. Like, the only thing I don't like about Liz Warren is she hasn't done nothing for the state of Massachusetts. And I heard that she said that she was Indian, and I'm like, how is she Indian?
She's not. She came back and said she's not.
But she lied.
Yeah.
She basically lied to the American people.
You know why
Her father, first she said her father told her, then she said her mother told her. So I kind of figure which one was it that told her that.
You know who told her that? The person that said to get free education.
Right.
If you're Native American,
You can get free education.
So she decided to be an American Indian to get
And
free education.
that should be a crime though, lying on your paperwork.
So she actually lied to get free education.
Right, and that shouldn't be done that way. She should have got it because she either could afford it or she deserved it.
And a lot of times with school system, it's like when I was, like when I was going through the mass rehab, I didn't take any of their programs, but there was all kind of funding offered for this and that. I said, wait a minute. I said, why would I want to do that if I have no interest in it? And second off, I said, having a criminal record, I said, nobody's going to hire you in that field.
That's true, yeah.
I said, why would I want to do that and waste money?
Right, you want to be productive, not counterproductive.
Yeah, I said, why should I go to these classes?
Some Bernie Sanders supporters over there.
Why should I do that if I can't get a job doing that? So I didn't take any of it.
Actually, between where we are
Do anything, but it's the same thing with school. Not every kid. You want the kid to whatever field he enjoys doing for work.
Right.
That's what you want him to be trained for.
I agree.
Be trained for being a scientist when he has no ambition. Don't waste resources on that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Whatever the
I
person's
notice
interest is.
now in the public schools, they don't really have the programs they had when me and you probably going to school. They don't have like home economics, shop, and all those kind of classes, woodworking.
Yeah.
We should do a lot of classes like that, but I don't think they have those programs anymore.
No, because they don't want the kids. Now they want the kids to do it because there's a shortage of construction people. But a lot of kids, if they have no interest in the construction field, then
they won't do it.
Then don't train them. Don't force it.
That's true. Well, you can't force somebody to do something they don't want to do. They got to do it because they want to do it.
So, yeah, it's like, okay, if somebody wants to be a nurse or a doctor, okay, train them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you want to get the, if there's limited people, they charge a lot of money in that field.
That is true. As somebody once told me, like, if you take a trade, like, say, the Humphrey Occupational Resource Center, you took it for 4 years, you came out with like almost a college degree, because they were all like masters that taught those classes over there.
Yeah.
So a lot of unions didn't like that because,
See that just flew?
yeah.
You couldn't see it. See on the wing, the damage.
Oh, we landed that big little
That's
rooftop.
the hawk hit
Oh wow.
on the wing. You see the feathers all ruffled out like that.
I gotcha.
Beat up. You got hit.
Hmm.
You got away.
Yeah, those hawks are pretty. Once they get a hold of you, they're pretty vicious.
Well, almost about 7 years ago, when the economy had a severe downturn, there were a lot of pigeons being grabbed to be sold off to the Chinatown to be eaten.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
Wow.
sick, dying pigeons. There was guys grabbing them.
And they would sell them to Chinatown.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think 25 cents a piece.
That's sick. That's a sick person to do something
Yes,
like that.
it was. It was a heavy-set white guy. He had to be selling it for his addiction, but it was crazy. People were complaining. He was coming to the tea stations, anywhere to the tea station, throwing grain down and just throwing a net over them,
Oh my
shoving
God.
them in a box.
That's crazy.
He's taking them to Chinatown and selling them.
Unbelievable. See, this kind of stuff you can't make up. And like, I mean,
That was sick.
that's why I say there's a lot of stuff going on in the city that no one knows about. And it's time that we bring some of that to exposure. We got to try to anyway.
Yeah, at least fix some of the problems.
And I believe the biggest problem that we have in the city is our mayor is not accountable for what he does.
Well, you know what he's into? Construction.
Yeah, but construction.
That's all he cares about.
Yeah, but that's not helping us.
No.
He's taking away like a lot of homes for lower class people, and you're making them like high price housing where people can't even afford it.
Moving in. See that big glass high rise? What do you think that building's made up of? Residents.
Oh, that's probably all like, I would say like rich people. If I would
What
think
country?
Dubai or something like that, or
No.
India.
Nope.
China?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think the plumber I talked to that works in there, I think he said 99% of the people in there are from China.
Wow.
It's all, each floor costs $36 million.
Gotcha.
So it's people from China that had money coming over here. And that's why you see a lot of construction going on now. Is wealthy people coming from other countries,
right,
investing.
And the thing I see, they got construction, but there's people who could use jobs in the city who are not getting the construction jobs though, which is kind of.
Well, the construction field right now is booming, and they can't get enough workers. I mean, you're gonna put I think you got to put 30 years in to get a pension from them.
Wow.
And you got to be young.
Yeah.
Because after 30 years, you're broken.
You're beaten up, no good after that.
No.
You got to start in your early 20s and probably get out when you're almost 40.
Early 50s.
Yeah. if you get out.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like construction work is not easy. I done construction work. It's not easy work. Trust me.
I did it in the prison system for a long time. That's where I learned a lot of it.
Oh yeah. But it's good to learn a trade. You got to learn at least 1 or 2 trades, at least in this society.
And then when I got out, I went to 103 to ask them about, because I said I did a lot of electrical work in the system, repairs, and they told me that, we could train you, but the problem is the state ain't going to give you a license because you got a criminal record.
Really?
Yeah. He says they're going to fight you tooth and nail. They don't.
I know, yeah, especially Massachusetts.
Because if you got a criminal record, go try to get a job. Your Corey won't let you.
Right.
If you got a violent offense on your record, you ain't getting no job unless you lie.
I know, there's a lot of stuff. Like I was talking to a friend of mine, an electrician. He told me like the city of Boston electricians around here, they make it so hard for you to work in the city.
Yeah.
And if you're out of town coming in, they even make it harder because you're not on their team.
Well, put it this way, if you got a criminal record, and let's say you got your license, first off, if they got a job in a union in a federal building, they're going to ask, anybody that has a criminal record, they can't work in this building.
Gotcha.
State building, you know what I mean? So,
right.
So
that's their way of eliminating the people right off the top.
Right away.
Right.
You ain't going to get a job. And you can't work there because you got a criminal record.
Gotcha. Wow, that's sad.
So that was like when I got out, I applied for. First, when I talked to the electrical union, they were like, no. They said you're not going. The state's not going to give you a license. Then I went over to I looked at the maintenance people that were doing all the buildings in the city of Boston. They were right over there on Congress Street. I went over there, applied, and I went in there and applied for the application, and they're like the 2 Hispanic secretaries. They looked at me and said, "Do you speak Spanish?" I said, "No." I said, "Well," they said, "all our workers speak Spanish. How are you going to talk to them?" They didn't want to accept me.
Wow, that's not good either.
They didn't want to give me the application. They said, "There's no sense you filling it out."
But that's not fair.
No, it's not.
It's not definitely not fair.
That's what they said to me.
that's kind of that's a form of discrimination too, you know.
Yeah, they would not. They didn't want to give me the application because I don't speak Spanish.
But the thing is, we're in America, so you should speak English anyway.
Yeah. Well, this is the only country that doesn't have a national official language. Every country around the world has a language.
Right.
When they voted on what's the language for America,
they couldn't figure it out. Yeah.
They wouldn't vote on it. It's English.
Well, that's what the majority of the people in this country speak is English.
Probably 80% of them.
Yeah, I would say maybe more than that.
It's just the people that recently came in that don't.
Right. But I thought part of you becoming a citizen, I could be wrong, that you had to speak the language.
No. Well,
there used to be on this.
The United States does not have a language,
official language.
Official language. This is the only country.
Wow.
That doesn't.
That's weird, huh?
Yep.
Definitely weird.
The politicians are becoming crazy. They're becoming nuts. Yeah, the official language is English. That's it. It really is.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
Yeah.
Now, I speak English. You speak English.
Yeah.
Like, if we went to China or Russia and we couldn't speak that language, we probably wouldn't exist out there.
No, because you're not going to be able to adapt.
Yeah. Like, you might find a few people that do speak a language, but how are you going to survive not speaking it or understanding what they're saying? Yeah. It's very, very difficult.
This is the only country. It's like this is the only country in the world that supplies non-U.S. citizens all kinds of assistance,
Right.
housing and everything else.
And how does that happen?
Yeah, but no other country would do that. And you're running up the debt, but if you ask the taxpayers if they want to pay for it, we're going to raise your taxes, they're going to say no.
Exactly. And we shouldn't have to pay for someone else's problem.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing if you're a U.S. citizen, but I mean, the only closest country is Canada. They give you 1 year assistance. You enter the country. You have to tell them that you enter the country.
Mm-hmm.
And they give you 1 year assistance if you're a non-Canadian resident.
Wow.
And then but if you become a citizen, then that's different.
See, I feel if we really want to help these people coming into this country from other countries, we should help them better their country so they wouldn't want to leave in the first place. Because if every country was such like America, it wouldn't be worth leaving their country because their country would be exactly what we have.
Well, look at our infrastructure falling apart.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
If you give all the money away to other countries, what's left for us?
Nothing.
So our infrastructure is falling apart.
Yeah.
What country is going to give away all their money to other countries? I'm going to raise your taxes so I can go give it to Dominican Republic. You mind if I raise your taxes 5% so I give it to them?
I wouldn't want that. We got enough homeless people inside America as it is. Nevertheless, trying to help someone else. Like I'm not saying don't help them, but we should start at home first before we spread abroad.
Well, I live above a shelter, so I actually see what goes on in the last 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
I observe there's a lot of young people that come through that are some people aren't drug addicts. You got your drug addicts that come through eventually.
Gotcha. Yeah.
If they're really bad, then the opioid might kill them. They get a good shot of dying before instead of growing old.
Right.
But some of the people, they provide housing for them. They give them a chance. They call them chronically homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they get a check, but they don't want to get 30% of their check for rent.
Well, that's not good at all.
Yeah, and they said, and they rather go back out in the street and use all their money for addiction.
They actually get a place to live. Well, be careful.
I'm homeless. Pay my rent no matter what. Give me a nice apartment, and I'll destroy it, and I'll bring everybody in there to use drugs and whatnot.
That's crazy.
So if you're a landlord, right? Would you want somebody coming up in your place and destroy it?
No, definitely not.
Not pay your rent? I mean, so you kick them out.
Right.
And the guy says, "Well, I'm homeless." Well, you're an addict. You're not homeless. You're an addict.
You're an addict. You're letting your addiction make you homeless.
Yeah.
That's what's usually that's the situation too. You're right.
Yeah.
For the people who are addicts.
Yeah. Then all of them, I haven't eaten. I'm hungry. Please stop that. That place right there serves food. This place right here serves food. That place over there with the red doors serves food with a red sign.
Yeah, gotcha.
I said, every church, there's so much food that's being served in the state of Mass, around the city of Boston. If you're going hungry, it's because
you want to go hungry.
You're going hungry because you don't care. You want the money for
there's
your
a lot of
addiction.
food banks and stuff out there, so there's enough resources that they won't go hungry.
The food bank, if you're homeless, you can't cook it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But these are cooked meals.
Cooked meals, I got you, yeah.
And St. Francis House, they serve meal, breakfast and lunch 7 days a week.
Wow, that's interesting.
At nighttime, there's places all around here that serve supper.
Good, it's good to know.
Even if you go at the shelter, they serve you when you're sleeping for the night.
So there's no excuse.
There's no excuse.
So when I see these guys out there like holding their hand out for spare change, I look at them as like they're able bodied. They can actually work if they wanted to. And if they couldn't work, they can always do odd jobs on the side to help people out.
Their addiction is overwhelming that they don't care.
They don't care, yeah. I actually offered one guy a job application. He turned it down. Yeah. So I was like, well, he doesn't want to work. So that clearly told me his whole agenda was not to work but get free money.
Yeah.
And
the old man George Clark that passed away on the Boston, he passed away by Copley.
Oh, okay.
Last year. And I like the guy. And he was, set up, he's chronically homeless, right? I said, you realize, I said, he was getting close to $1,400 a month Social Security check.
That's not bad,
living at a shelter.
Uh-huh.
So that $1,400 a month is all yours.
Gotcha.
And he's out there panhandling at $50,000 a year also.
Wow.
So.
That's interesting.
You know what I mean? So I said, people don't realize, oh, this poor old black guy, here you go. And he was making
a lot more money than people thought he was making.
Far more.
And I heard that before too. I heard this guy, I'm not gonna say his name, but he used to hang down by South Station. He would clear like over $1,000 a week. Just collecting.
If you got the right character.
Yeah.
You could do that.
And that's what he used to do. During Christmas time, everybody's giving all kind of gifts, food, toys, all kind, anything.
They feel bad. They say, oh my God, this poor homeless person. They don't realize.
They're getting a government check as well as the money they're making.
So.
That's very interesting, though.
Because, I mean, with me, when I got out of prison, once I applied for housing, I had housing in 2 months.
That's not bad, yeah. That's decent.
So
some people wait longer than that, yeah.
No, they wait longer because there's something else going on.
Ah, okay.
You don't have the whole story from it.
Gotcha.
Because when you apply for housing, the housing that comes up, they offer you housing. It's up to I don't want to live there.
Well, if they refuse it, I got you.
I don't want to live over there. I want to live in that building
or
right
beggars,
there. I want that housing.
Beggars can't be choosers.
They are.
So if you don't have any home to live and somebody offer you a place, take it now until you get something better.
Care. No, and like I said, if they got a severe addiction, they don't want to pay rent.
I know people like that. I try to help them get a job, and so sometimes you help them, and at one point you say, you know what, I can't help this person no more because they're not trying to help themselves.
No. I've seen a lot of people that disappeared and passed away from the opioid crisis.
The opioid is serious, yeah. There's people that you don't even know what happened to them until you say, oh yeah, he had an overdose.
And then you got the severe shoplifting for their habits, and they get slapped on the hands.
Funny you said that. I seen a security guard, stop a lady in Target in Rosendale. She had a whole backpack all full of stuff. Yeah. When he got through dumping the backpack out, it was over like $200 worth of stuff in there. Yeah. It was crazy.
These people constantly shoplift. Just right down the street from where I live, because I asked Walgreens, I said, when I was coming in, the alarm was going off, and somebody was going out from shoplifting. They said, yeah, that happens constantly every day in here.
Wow.
So imagine you have a store with people constantly coming in there.
You lose a profit, yeah. That's what happened to the Cumberland Farms down on Mass Ave over there. I don't know if you remember that.
No, I don't.
It used to be Cumberland Farms at the corner of Albany Street and Mass Ave. And what happened was the homeless people kept going and stealing so much stuff out of there, they couldn't sustain their business, and they had to shut down.
Yeah. But, Jesus, I said, there's